Archibald? Why are we doing this?
What?
I said, why are we doing this?
I told you to take a piss before we...
Oh, why are we jumping through one of Drifter's transmats?
Oh! Well, you see, it's quite simple. Skill-based matchmaking sucks, and this is the only way to...
All right. This thing is normally designed to fling Guardians 100 times your weights combined, so expect a bit of turbulence.
I immediately regret agreeing to this.
Transmat fire!
Wait! To my comrade Reginald, the day we have been plotting for is finally here. Arc 3.0 is upon us, and now every Guardian is ricocheting from wall to wall like an unsupervised child in a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit. And it's up to us to remind them that the game is not meant to be fun. They are meant to be orderly and proper, which is why this season I have coerced minions at Bungie to enable skill-based matchmaking so that every lobby is a laggy, unfun sweatfest. Because what better way to manipulate the player population into leaving than to punish the sweatiest of players with longer matchmaking and poor connections? It's genius! But our plan may soon backfire, as I am frequently encountering players who play like every game is simultaneously an Olympic sport, a contest for $1 million, and their parents will disown them if they lose. Which is why today I bring you the Uno Reverse card of Arc 3.0. Long has the Riskrunner languished in obscurity while even legendary SMGs overshadowed it. But today this weapon makes a statement. Of course, with the standardization of zooms and reduction of screen sway on SMGs has made this 80 range weapon into a serious competitor, we are not using this weapon to top lobbies. Because Reginald, even your dimwit is aware that it's not about winning. It's about sending a message. And what message does this living arc masochism kink send? Observe its engraving. Listen, I know that there are better weapons out there. But I am not being used because I am the best. I am being used simply to piss you off. Simply to make you regret loading into this lobby, and to make you hover your finger over the return to orbit button. I am here simply to remind you that no matter which corner of this galaxy you run to, and no matter how hard you may pretend, Destiny 2 is a fun, yet only charitably a semi-competitive game. In other words, my entire purpose is for your suffering, and I love every minute of it. So indeed, this weapon serves only as the mortar in the brick wall of sweat smashing we are constructing. The true purpose of this build is to absolutely abuse the life out of the lightning surge aspect. By peppering a few shots while in your slide with the Riskrunner, then swiftly pressing the melee button, you will guarantee a kill on even an entire six-pack of Guardians. So, to best capitalize on gigawatt surge of destruction this melee is certain to have nerfed, arm yourself with the following fragments. Resistance to 10% damage when near 2 or more enemies. Discharge for a chance at ionic traces. Momentum for better access to melee energy and recharge for more of the same. You have a few options when it comes to exotic armors. Either Claws of Ahamkara for double melee charges, Getaway Artist for a free shot of Red Bull to close the gap, Crown of Tempest for generic ability energy, and Winter's Guile or Constein's Armlets to bonus up on landing melee kills. Truly, Reginald, this build will become a... hold on. I didn't tell him to write this. What is all this?
Is something wrong?
Yes, there's something wrong. Look at this. Look at this page. I didn't write this. I didn't tell him to write this. It's full of nonsense characters, all smashed about as if a monkey would have just... Oh, dear God.
What is it?
He's here.
Who's here? What are you...
Monkey.
What?
Monkey!
My turn, fellas. While these two try to sort themselves out, allow me to introduce this little build. While I may not be the first to throw myself headlong into the loving embrace of enemy fire, there is something beautiful about the way Titans do it. You see, while these two conniving $30 stash cuts have been pulling a few strings at Bungie, I've been pulling a few strings of my own. Ever wondered why I'm starring in this campaign? It ain't because my wages were the cheapest. But anyway, I've got a certain soft spot for the Glaives. They are lonely, unusual, and deceptively powerful, just like yours truly. So yes, I may have made a few calls and got them quietly buffed for this season, just in time to shut down the single-minded arc-apes looking to burn me like a primeval. You ever had a build that doesn't even require ammo to be effective? Would you like to? Step 1 in this build is to equip the most gaudy and awful ornaments and shaders you can find. You may think I'm joking with you, but there's a certain fear factor in seeing Patrick Star come barreling at you with a long pointy stick. Good lord, the amount of times I've had the pleasure of seeing a guardian turn and run with their tail between their legs just by my menacing presence. I can't count them on both hands. Once you have successfully shit the collective pants of every enemy, grab a glaive, quite literally any of them will do, and the ACD0 feedback fence. Remember that buff I mentioned? Some seem to have glossed over the fact that the feedback fence now triggers when you land glaive hits, meaning off of one full glaive melee kill you will hit your max stacks of Fury Conductor. When you hit max stacks, if an enemy is stupid enough to try and punch you, they will immediately suffer 140 damage, allowing for just a single swipe of your glaive to finish what they started. Let me tell you, brother, there ain't nothing more exciting than watching a team struggle to come up with an answer to your unwelcome simulation of a British back alley. Oh, but you know your old pal the Drifter has more up his sleeves than just that. Recently, the latest raid was completed, allowing us all the access to the newest fragments. Congratulations to the winners, by the way. One of these aspects is called Spark of Feedback, and you already know where this is going, don't you? When someone makes the mistake of punching you, you gain a whopping 50% increase in melee damage for a few seconds. This, combined with the feedback fence's default 40-something damage, will allow a Titan to immediately send a player up to God's waiting room. In order to make sure you are actually able to close the gap to your enemies before they put more holes in you than a honeycomb, equip the Aspect Juggernaut. That little number right there will create a 50 health shield in front of you whenever you have class ability energy and are sprinting for a bit of time. In order to keep this shield chugging, run a double dose of utility kickstart on your mark, and the fragment Spark of Focus. Your melee is up to you, but the Drifter recommends the ballistic slam so you can bust up those groups a bit easier. Lastly, slap on the Spark of Resistance for even more personal time with your enemy. When we finally get a stasis glaive, I expect you to be running this big bad Titan ape with the Riskrunner. And if anyone asks where you got that idea, just tell them the Drifter sent you. Hey, make sure you're subscribed, Guardian. See you on the flip side. Your old pal, the Drifter.
Who you call Pinhead?
Oh my lord.
What the fuck is that?